Welcome back to Denoise Your Life. Today, I want to talk about a type of noise that often disguises itself as responsibility, or ambition, or discipline. Control. More specifically, our desire to control outcomes that were never ours to control. One of the hardest things about being an artist is learning the difference between creating the work and controlling what happens to it. I can control whether I make the work. I can control whether I show up. I can control whether I keep learning, keep practicing, keep improving. But I cannot control who sees the work. I cannot control who responds to it. And I certainly cannot control who decides to buy it. This sounds obvious, but knowing something and accepting it are not the same thing. Whenever I finish a piece of calligraphy, there is usually a brief moment of satisfaction, a very brief moment. Then another voice appears. Will people like it? Will it resonate? Will anyone care? The work is finished. Nothing can be added. And yet my mind immediately leaves the work itself and begins chasing the outcome. Recently, I finished writing a book. And the truth is, becoming an author was never part of some grand plan. I didn't spend years designing a strategy to get here. Looking back, many of the most important things in my life happened through circumstances I could never have predicted. Leaving a stable career, moving abroad, becoming an artist, writing a book. None of those unfolded the way I imagined, which makes my desire for control somewhat ironic. Control is comforting. It tells us that effort guarantees results, that if we work hard enough, plan carefully enough, and make the right decisions, the outcome will follow. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Life is less predictable than we like to admit. Finishing the book was within my control. Making the artwork is within my control. Showing up every day is within my control. But whether people read the book, whether they connect with it, whether it succeeds in ways I hope, those things belong partly to the world, not to me. And perhaps that is where the struggle begins. The problem is not effort. The problem is attachment. When I become attached to a specific outcome, everything starts to feel heavier. Delays become frustrating. Silence becomes threatening. Uncertainty becomes personal. The noise grows louder, not because reality changed, but because my expectations did. In the last episode, I spoke about Yohaku, intentional space. I've been wondering recently whether control is the opposite of Yohaku. Yohaku leaves room for something unexpected. Control tries to decide the outcome in advance. Yohaku allows. Control insists. Life has given me repeated evidence that not everything can be planned. And yet, I still try. I still want results. I still become impatient. I still catch myself trying to force things forward. And perhaps that is exactly why I keep returning to these ideas. Not because I understand them perfectly, but because I need them. There is a difference between doing your best and trying to control everything. One creates action, the other creates noise. Perhaps wisdom begins when we learn to tell the difference. Thank you for listening to Denoise Your Life. Until next time, focus on what is yours to create and let go of what never was.